Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Standing. My name is Beth, and I am here today with my weekly reading video. Now, on Friday, I told you that I was taking the girls to a professional development on Saturday morning. The girls were absolutely convinced that that is what we were doing, and I got to surprise them with going to a special Harry Potter event at the Science Discovery Museum about an hour away from us. They sincerely thought that I was taking them to a professional development with me. And when they realized that I had pulled into the Discovery Center parking lot, they were cautiously excited. And then they were like, why are there people dressed in like robes and that boy's wearing a Gryffindor hat? Like, what's going on? And I said, oh, yeah, you know how I said it was professional development day? It's not. We're going to spend the next 2 hours in the Discovery Center doing fun Harry Potter themed things. And they went ballistic. I'm going to put a couple of pictures down there. I'm going to put a couple of pictures next, but we got to build wands. This is my wand. It's literally a wooden dowel rod that we put hot glue on and then went and painted, but I think it turned out so pretty. Raylan's has stripes in a bunch of different colors. Elena did, I think, some spirals and polka dots in a couple of different colors. I don't know, but we got to do that. We got to pet a snake, a badger, and a possum. We got to play table Quidditch, and we went through like a mini escape room deal where they just had suitcases with riddles that we had to solve. We had a lot of fun. So I'm going to put a couple of pictures right here. So they had these Daily Prophet images on the wall, Wizarding's Most Wanted, things like that. And we had an absolute blast posing with these and finding all of our favorites on the wall. And then we went to the bathroom and it said Enemies of the Air Beware and The Way to the Ministry of Magic. Then here's the girls petting a snake. Polly the badger, who was the sweetest thing ever and really loved chin scritches. And then we had Annie the possum. And then here they are with the, oh, there's Polly again. Here they are with the little mini escape room and platform 9 3/4. Trying to get to school. There were so many other things going on there. Have something like 60 photos of the girls running around and a few videos. However, the videos will not transfer over to this format for some reason, and I didn't want to just inundate you with the pictures, but I do want to tell you a funny story, because the very first thing we did when we got there was they had this woman sitting there and she had a science experiment going on with the wonky cups. You pour water in and all of a sudden you can see, like, you have a picture and you put the cup over it and you can't tell what it says or what the image is, and then you pour water in and it levels it out and you can see that experiment. But it was charms class, so she had sets of words from the charms spells and had us each pick one. I chose Muffliato, which puts a buzzing in the people's ears around you so you can have a private conversation. Elena chose Expecto Patronum, which is the Patronus spell. Raylan chose Obliviate. And, she didn't just grab one and go. She checked to see what they were and chose Obliviate. And the woman just went, you're a Ravenclaw, you're a Hufflepuff, that's a Slytherin. And we went, First interaction of the day, and also quite possibly the only museum worker who knew a whole bunch about Harry Potter as well, but it was hilarious to us. There was also the normal Science Discovery Center attractions, so there's a tractor that Raylan is an excavator. So sorry, it's an excavator. She got to play on that for a little while. There's a giant light board, all those things. We're definitely going back to the Discovery Center. My dad is the one that has taken them previously. I'd never been, so this was a lot of fun for us. And Friday, starting right at nap time, actually in the morning too, because a bunch of my school stuff was off. I was trying to figure it out. And then we did lunch, and I laid down with Raylin, and she leaned over the bed and said, Mama, my cat is not moving. I think he's dead. Somebody killed my cat. And I'm like, what? And she's just yelling. I lean over, and sure enough, the cat that's been missing, Crookshanks, the cat that has been missing for like 2.5, 3 weeks, is suddenly there and definitely dead, looking like the cover of Stephen King's Pet Sematary, except he's a bright orange cat. And so I had to get her out of the room, try to figure out, ended up triple wrapping him, couldn't find a shovel, so I like had him hidden back in the back of the shed, stuff over him. But while I'm doing all of this stuff, trying to figure out where I can get a shovel, Elena took a drink of water, and her ear that had been hurting off and on for a few days, and I was hoping would, drain out the water and be fine, because we'd been swimming a bunch and figured that was it. It felt like her eardrum was going to explode. So then I had to run her an hour to our clinic, and come to find out, in fact, she did have swimmer's ear. But swimmer's ear is an outer ear infection and normally does not get bad enough to cause you fevers like middle or inner ear infections do. And it was bad enough that it was starting to cause her a low grade fever. So that, that was terrible. We get home and my piles triple wrapped under a pile of old rotting wood, very carefully unwrapped, and she was bringing it back into the yard. Not my dog. Let me rephrase this. There's a dog that was abandoned about a year ago. She had puppies underneath my house. We call her the Not My Dog. Her name is Ruby. We're pretty sure she's the one that left Crookshanks in my room to begin with, because he had not been there Friday morning. We think she came in through the doggy door and brought him for me. I have no idea, because I'd been cleaning and picked things up a few days before. He hadn't just been laying there. And then she found him again. So I had to send Ray in real quick, and now he's headless. It was terrible. Friday was bad. Let's just put it that way. Saturday was a lot better. And speaking of Ruby, she had puppies under my house on July the 3rd, and they are now 4 weeks old. Yesterday morning, possibly to make up for the fact that she so miscalculated the type of present I would like, we woke up to find that she wanted us to come outside. I thought she wanted food and water. I went to check on her, and the puppies that we had not been able to see previously were out from underneath the house for the first time, and she let them come play with us, and we spent an hour just hanging out with 4-week-old puppies. They are the most precious things ever. I mean, look at this. Aren't they just the cutest things ever? Now, there are actually 7 of them, 6 female, 1 male. And I have a bunch of pictures, and all of those pictures are on my computer. But for some reason, when I go to insert them, those 3 are all that I found. Like I said, Friday was not a great day, so Saturday and Sunday being much better definitely helped. And I did, in fact, manage to finish Exit West by Mohsin Hamid during that. This is an absolutely gorgeous book. Gave it, I think, a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. It's a solid 4.5 for me. I really enjoyed it. It's magical realism about migrating and immigration, and I just think it's very soft, very lovely, focusing on relationships more than on isolation, which is not something the other books that this course had us reading focused on. So I really enjoyed that. Elena and I started listening to the audiobook for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Now, her ear has been hurting really, really badly, so we were listening to short snippets at a time, and then when she started hurting more, we would turn it off. But we will continue with that. Speaking of the Narnia books, the first one, The Magician's Nephew, or whatever you're on in the series, is our July Classic Children's Literature Book Club book pick. And I finally bit the bullet and made us a Discord. So the link will no longer be for Goodreads. It will be to the Discord if you want to join us over there. And I'll make sure to announce over there what our book of the month is going to be, as well as we're just going to have a lovely time. And it's going to hopefully be much easier for us to interact with each other and remember that the group exists and all of those things. So that will be linked down below where it always is, except now it will be Discord instead of Goodreads. I do hope that you choose to join us over there. for lots of great discussions. Now, for what I'm reading this week, I'm going to be perusing this. This is Creative Writing for Junior and High School by Michelle Dearwester Dalrymple, and this is just a few little units to kind of help me beef up what I do with my kiddos. I do a lot of writing with my students, but I feel like there are a couple of areas I need help on, and Lee kindly, graciously gifted me this for my classroom. I can't wait to look through it. I'm also going to continue reading The Cedar Wars by Jay Hauser. It is on my Kindle. I mentioned that I had an e-arc of the trilogy. It's The Cedar Shadow Wars, which is the Cedar Wars series by Jay Hauser. Let me show you the cover. Ooh, it took away the cover. I want to see the cover. Now, I'm reading it on my phone. Here we go. I'm reading it on my phone because, of course, I lost Ray's little Amazon Kids Fire tablet, so she took the big Fire tablet that had been my mother's and then was Elena's and then was Ray's and then was mine for all of 2 seconds and is now Ray's again. She took that back, so I can only read late at night after she's asleep or on my phone. So I'm only on chapter 4, but the author ever so kindly was like, I will send you the arc. You just take your time and read it. It's a bind up of the 3 books in the series or in the trilogy. So she was like, I just want more arc readers out there. Read it. If you want to leave me a review, that would be awesome. Like, here you go. And she sent it on over to me. So that's fabulous. I really appreciate that. But anyway, that's what I'm reading this week. And also several articles on migration and literature and the psychology of migration, both forced and not forced, on children and adults, because I have a literary review that is due by Thursday, and then a final presentation and 15-page essay due the following week, and I don't have anything written yet. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of reading, but hopefully I can actually get this work done. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this format. I hope you liked the images that I provided to you, and that you have a fabulous day. I will talk to you again soon. Until next time, stay safe out there, guys.